Hiya, it's Alex again, back for a bit of an accommodation guide. Now, I could just show you around my room and kind of just tell you what life is like here, but let's face it, all the rooms are pretty much the same. You've got a bed, you've got a desk, you've got a wardrobe. So I thought instead of that, I would share with you a few tips slash tricks slash advice that I wish I knew the first time I was moving into student accommodation. I'm currently going for my master's, so I did the whole student accommodation thing for my undergrad, and it was varying levels of successful. So this is my second round in student accommodation. Just let me be your, honorary dorm mother, and give you some tips that I really wish I knew my first time around. I have 10 lovely tips for you, so sit back, listen to your mother, and here they are. Number 1, you are only responsible for your own actions. You can only control what's in your sphere. So maybe you feel like you take the bins out more than anybody else. Maybe the floor of the kitchen has been dirty forever and you know that you might be the only one that's going to mop it. But this is your space. So sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and do things that you feel like you've done so many times before. Because again, all you can do is ask, all you can do is communicate, but at some point you can only control yourself and your own actions. Working into tip number 2, passive aggressive notes don't really work. One of 3 things will happen if you write a note. It will either A, get immediately crumpled up and thrown in the trash can, B, make someone irrationally angry, or C, cause the opposite to happen out of spite. Tip number 3, kind of along the same lines, you won't be best friends with all of your roommates. That's okay. It's okay to not be best friends with all of the people that you're sharing a living space with, because honestly, sometimes friends do not make good roommates, and sometimes roommates don't make good friends. If you can coexist with someone in the same shared space without driving each other crazy, then honestly, count that as a win. Tip number 4 is take advantage of study spaces outside of the accommodation. I know we all like to think that we are productive, and we like to think that we'll get home after class and we'll open up our books, open up our computer, do some studying. It's 2 hours later and you have not studied at all. So have designated spaces for you to do your work, and they're all over campus. There's some in Verve. The library is a great place as well. And then that way your room can sort of be your relaxation, chill out zone. Tip number 5, outside is good for you. So there's a ton of places on the staff's campus that are just beautiful to walk through. There's the on-campus nature reserve, which is also the town center of Stoke, that has shops and restaurants, and it's pretty decent for walking as well. So every once in a while, get up, get out, get some fresh air. Tip number 6, the sniff test is for both washing and food. If it smells off, please don't cook it. Trust me. Tip number 7 is to divide your food up before eating. So let's say you cook and you know there's enough there for two portions. If you take all of that food with you to wherever you're eating it, chances are you will eat it all. If you're trying to watch your portion sizes or just generally make your food last a bit longer, divide up your food, put up your portion on your plate, put the second portion in a container to go in the fridge, and that way you have leftovers to either take to class the next day for lunch or eat the next night. Number 8 is frozen veggies are your best friend. You can add it to a pack of instant noodles. You can make a really quick fried rice with some leftover rice, frozen veggies, fry up an egg in there. Saving money, saving time, and your body will thank me. Tip number 9 is please stay hydrated. Make sure you're drinking water with every meal. If you have a water bottle to bring to class, do that. If you haven't had any water today, go get some water. My final tip to leave you with is that while you are living in accommodations, this is your space. It's a place where you should feel safe. It's a place where you should feel comfortable and stress-free. So if something or someone is preventing you from feeling that, then please, please speak up about it. If you're not comfortable communicating with your other housemates, then the Res Life team is a great place to reach out, help you find a place that fits what you need. When you are stressed out about where you're living, that bleeds out into all the other parts of your life as well. So that's going to affect your classes, your grades, your friends, all of that. So please, please, if you're having an issue, reach out to the Res Life team. They're super great at problem solving, and they're more than willing to help you find a situation that works for you. So anyway, those are my 10 tips that I really wish I knew my first time moving into university housing. Please take my accumulated wisdom from mistakes that I've made. So thanks for listening, and see you next time.